Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of I Cast Fireball, an actual play D&D adventure where we go through the campaign Skulls and Shackles. I'm Thomas, your DM for this adventure, and around the table we have...
Lieutenant Ignis Harkon.
Maximus Shans.
Chozo Lebec.
And Buster Bilgewater.
We have just left the elemental plane of Earth, left the labyrinth, severed Buster's connection, and seemingly found ourselves in the Feywild. Well, what are we going to do with our adventurers here in the Feywild, if that truly is where we are, and our two allies and associates that have joined us for the road? Let's join on this week's episode of I Cast Fireball.
Oh yeah, we have extras.
Crap, I forgot we had NPCs with us. Dang it.
I forgot we have...
Mickey's least favorite thing about D&D is
having NPCs.
Tag-along NPCs. So, you find yourselves hurtling through nothingness. The same nothingness you've hurtled through a couple times at this point, right? Having gone through each of the portals, navigating, and everybody just running through before being overwhelmed by the elemental labyrinth, or the earth labyrinth that you had found yourselves in. You feel your bodies getting stretched and yet compacted at the same time. A very uncomfortable feeling, uncomfortable just experience overall. And as you scream into the void as you travel, for what feels like an eternity, but is only but a few moments, your scream emanates into nothing. And you can't hear if you're the only one screaming or if other people are screaming, as lights, flashes, purple hues, essence, and just colors and hues pass by you as you are finally, the screaming stops. Except for Tim. Tim's still screaming, actually.
It's wild that for him, this is like just after episode 1, essentially.
Uh-huh.
His timeline has barely moved.
So he has been thrust through multiple dimensions, to him, in just but an hour or two. Very severely, very drastically. So the 5 of you, and then Tim being the 6th, just starts screaming and into the ground. Just screaming, very much like Lego Movie, as he's falling into the Western world, and he just keeps screaming as he's on the ground, to the point where Chozo, and although it's gentle, a little bit gentle and firm are the opposite of each other. So very firmly, you grab his shoulder and sort of like snap him out of it, to kind of like, probably not a good idea, not a good move to just be screaming, not knowing where you are. Well, as each of you look up and view the surroundings around you, you see a forested glen with a sky very similar to what we have back on the material plane. You see rocks, you see trees, you see grass, and the only distinguishing difference from where you would say was the material plane is the fact that everywhere around you appears to be autumn. Appears to be like just turning before the leaves fall. Brilliant oranges and yellow leaves just rustling as a gentle breeze blows by. You are alone in this little glen. There's a little pool of water nearby, and it is refreshing. Chozo.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Chozo, do you know where we are?
Yeah, anticipating the question.
Well, I used up all of my luck points for trying to get us here, so that is a 9.
9, okay. I mean, it's pretty clear to you. The roll was so that you can hone in exactly where you might be. But you're like, yes. What a familiar feeling. The Fey realm. The first world, if you will. Yep. this is it. And as you just kind of like hear around, you hear Chozo as you like are listening in some like tinkling laughter off in the woods, which to you remember like could be harmless, could be very harmful, depending on what is on the other side of that laughter. But you're like, yes, not exactly where you were, but the realm you were in before you were rudely brought back to the material plane. Now, where exactly in the Fey realm you were, if I recall, not in Autumn, Chozo, and correct me if I'm wrong on that. But so this is a new place, probably one you haven't been before, and you can't recall the lords or the ladies, the high spirits which might reside in the Autumn sector off the top of your head right now.
Well, at least we're on the plane we wanted to get to, so that's a start.
Yep. And sharing that information with the rest of the crew.
Does he say it? Do we want to RP it, or are we going to move forward?
Sorry. You're welcome to RP it. Yes, sorry. Didn't want to just bulldoze through that. But.
We're here.
Where?
The first world. We really made it. That actually worked. That whole thing actually worked.
Surprise, surprise.
It kind of looks like our world. I'm a little disappointed, if I'm being honest.
How do you know we're in the first world? What makes it different?
Well, we are currently in autumn, where things are a bit less vibrant than they might be in some of the other courts of the first world. So this is perhaps why it seems a bit less fantastical than you might have been expecting.
Buster goes over to like a tree nearby that's been like slowly dropping leaves, and he's just gonna like observe one of the branches, and he's just thinking to himself, leaves keep slowly falling from this tree. Why aren't the branches bare?
As you are looking at this tree, very near where you are, two eyes just like open up from the bark itself and just look at you.
Okay,
Don't like
yep,
it. Don't
we're
like
here.
it. Don't like it.
Oh, tree people, hello. Please don't. If you ask us for riddles, so help me.
They better be good riddles.
Excuse me. A little privacy.
Privacy.
And it starts to like shuffle around away from you as the leaves just continue to
like
fall.
one of the leaves falls on Buster's face, and he's like, I don't like this anymore. Yuck. It's like it's dander. Leaves are tree dander. I that's a thing I just figured out.
Chozo, how are we to get our heading here? How are we to find our companion? We've been so determined to get here in the first place. How are we to proceed now?
Well, I believe we have a friend who is known to speak with the divine. And I glance over at Buster.
Yeah, but I think I could, I honestly, guys, I need to sit down.
I just stare at Buster. I'm like, you actually want to take a rest? We need to take a rest and you actually want to?
I think I'm feeling like I don't know. I feel light and old.
As Buster starts to talk about how like tired and light and old he's feeling, you just see around him. You literally just said those words.
I know. I love it.
As he says these, you actually see around the grass, which is bright, vibrant green. As he keeps saying these words and like goes to sit down, the grass just starts to like, the color in like a circle around him just start to bleed away. Like instead of green, it starts to like go dark green, and then maybe patches of it go like almost gray. As he's just like, as opposed to Chozo, where the green is almost like bright and excited, like all around the grass, and it seems to almost be like the color itself almost seems to be like licking Chozo's like legs and like starting trying to travel up. Not the grass, but like the hues itself seem to be like refracting upwards.
Yeah, Buster does that thing where he like reaches out for his staff, which he would use to like ease his way down, then realizes he doesn't have it, and just like plops onto the ground. Oh, really thought we were done for at that last spot.
I am looking at Buster, kind of squinting a little bit closer, reading his aura, as it were. Yes, I'm glad we made it out. Do you feel lighter?
I feel like I can feel my bones. You know what I mean? Whew.
Like you're not being tied down quite so much as you once were?
Yeah, but also like I feel a little empty. Like I haven't eaten in days. And
You haven't.
like you're hungry, but you're also tired. Yeah, that's true. My last sandwich dissipated in the water. He looks at our two passengers and says, "It's been kind of a crazy couple days."
Yeah, Tim and Isabel, they are almost like the four of you are like, okay, like comfortable, and they just by necessity have like moved together and sort of been like, all right, we're the new people here, obviously. We're gonna just kind of clump together over here by one of the rocks. And so they're like sitting down on a rock and just like wide-eyed, so to speak.
But Buster's gonna say, I do have that creature familiar I connected with, but if they're helping Ataraxia, I don't want to summon them away from him.
I forgot about that.
Well, I think the first order of business, I've been gathering just like fallen branches and a bunch of tree dander and putting it all into a big pile, kind of in the center of this clearing. And I tap my little torchling that's floating in the air next to my head, and it shoots a jet of fire at the bonfire that I've created and lights it up for us. I think it's time to take a rest, warm our bones that we can now feel, and get ready for a bright new day ahead of us.
How many surges does the rock elemental have?
Let's take a look. It's just once. It's just one time.
Okay.
Until the next day.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Let's take
Captain?
Yes,
Max?
that's me. Yes, nerdy man in the corner. Kiki, what do you want, Kiki?
Max, what do you say?
He's just like in the tree. Oh no.
Haven't heard from you, Max. Speak.
Let's take shifts too. We don't know this area, so it'd be good to obviously be alert. Chozo.
Captain, Ignis will stand a little bit close to Max.
Chozo, how you doing? Okay. Yes, hello. Good to see you.
You can talk to Chozo first.
You're looking good,
Mine's
man.
about the
You're
NPCs.
looking
You can
good.
talk to the Chozo. Yours is the important thing. You talk to Chozo first.
Well, no, it was just going back to the same question.
backwards.
What would you recommend is our way forward in this realm?
Careful with some guile. We are going to need to ask questions if we want answers. And hopefully we can find those to ask questions of who are more inclined to helpfulness than trickery. This may be a tall order, we shall see. But I know that Buster is able to commune with those who are not quite so inclined towards trickery as many of the Fae are. But, it's a big place. It could be anywhere around here.
Is there anyone we need to... any place, any person we can go to for this kind of information?
Thomas, do I happen to maybe know somebody from my background?
Let's have you roll a... There's a homebrew rule from forever ago. I wish I had, like, the actual mechanics of it that I found way before we played this podcast. We were actually doing the Curse of the Crimson Throne campaign. It was the I know a guy mechanics that somebody made up. I don't have it on hand, so I'm not going to throw it in here, but basically, maybe we'll do this for season 3 or something like that. The idea was like Han Solo in episode 5 of Star Wars. They're like, what do we do? And he's like, I know a guy, type of a thing. Instead, let's have you roll, Chozo, a history check here. Your experience and background will allow you to roll a history check, and dependent on that history check will determine let's Chevy roll there, and you tell me the results, and let's kind of improv and yes and together from it.
Well, that is a 21.
Yay.
Ho, ho, ho.
Okay.
Forever. 21.
Normally okay, I'm remembering the mechanics now. Actually, it's that seems awfully convenient to say.
Yes, of
Anyway,
course. The mechanics.
Oh, yes! It's 21.
It's
exactly what
now
you
that you've
needed.
rolled
Now
so
that it's
well, it's all
successful, I
coming back to me.
You actually needed a 25 in this homebrew rule.
they'll
now that
say
I
it was
recall.
scripted. It's just peeling back the curtain that every episode we write is scripted and rehearsed. So anyway, so with the 21, let's say that, you do have some remembrance of who it might be. Whether or not they'd be in the autumn area could, maybe, because as you know, the Fey realm is the first world. Space is relative as well, right? So Ned, I want to ask Ned, who do you think would make sense for Chozo to know that could possibly help in a situation like this? Who could help direct and lead, give them aid?
Well, I once did know a satyr. Met him a while back, a few times ago when I came here. An information broker, shady type. Not the kind to give information without some sort of remuneration. Loved his wine. I did not ever get his real name, and I did not give him my real name because this would be a foolish thing to do. But in the underground circles, he simply goes by Wino.
Hey, I named him. I think that's my guy.
Oh, you know this Wino as well.
Yeah. He's a real piece of work.
Oh, he is. Did you tell him your real name?
No. I told it. Wait. I think I did tell him my real name.
Well,
He's
what's done is done.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, does that mean I'm in danger here?
Danger is an interesting word for it. He basically, this guy, his whole shtick is gaining information, giving information to whoever is willing to give the most money for it, including those who do not have the most scruples, you might say.
Okay, Buster.
Poor Buster. He just got unbound to an evil labyrinth earth elemental, only to go in the Fey realm and discover that he gave his name to somebody.
Buster starts on. Of course, he's already relieved himself of the chest of emotional baggage, but he'll continue to unload it, and he's gonna open it up and see if he's. I can't remember the state of the gilded flower. If we had said, I think we said it's still intact, but maybe like a leaf had fallen off, or a petal had fallen off. But it's the component necessary for summoning the Fae. So he's looking for the gilded flower to see what state it's in, and I think he doesn't even know if he can still actually. Oh, you know what? In fact, I don't have summon Fae prepared. So Buster goes. He says, but before he says that, like, is the gilded flower still in one piece after all that?
Yeah, let's roll a percentile die.
Great. Ooh.
Leave it to chance.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 32.
32. Okay. The gilded flower is not destroyed. And through all of that, thank heavens the chest of emotional baggage is actually a pocket in, another plane of existence, right? Because it did not suffer any noticeable wear and tear.
So Buster pulls out the gilded flower, and he says, so I've got my key component for this, but listen, gang, it would take me an hour to prepare the spell, and I don't know if I have the juice in me. I'm not even sure if I can cast any magic at this point. I'm a little nervous to try.
Well, you're the best link we have to finding Ataraxia, so if you don't try, how else will we find him?
Okay, so like he can either spend an hour preparing like another set of. Is that allowed in D&D? Because it takes an hour in the morning to prepare your spells. generally
It
the
has to be after a long rest.
you can't reset spells at like with okay.
No.
So yeah, he doesn't. I don't have that one hooked up as a prepped spell. So yeah, yeah, he needs to sleep.
All right. As you all gather around this fire, this crackling fire, right?
Ignis would like to talk to Max for a hot second. First mate to captain.
Sure. Great. Before that conversation happens, Isabel and Tim, they get real close to the fire, real close to Buster, who's kind of like trying to go back bed down to sleep. You share some rations with them, Isabel eating hungrily, and Tim being like, oh, this is what we have? Okay.
Tim, you were literally just a slave in the lower decks of a pirate ship, like in your memory, not that long ago.
I thought the mutiny would bring something new to the ship, you know? Like, I really thought things would change. And this is, well, I'm sorry. I was trapped in eternal torment and frozen in time, and you saved me, so I should be grateful.
You should be. And you're kind of making me regret feeling so bad for you for so long.
Oh my gosh. Buster really needs a nap.
Buster is he's like, okay, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
eat your rations. We just saved you from a dimension.
I'll eat my rations, okay. And Isabel's like, she starts some like small talk with Tim, being like, it's true. I mean, we didn't get. It's better than eating dusty bread from the labyrinth, right? He goes, yeah, you were trapped in there for a while, weren't you? And just like, not tactfully talking to her about her time, but they're in a conversation now, right? And Tim being sort of a chatterbox, which you don't recall, but hey. Buster, you're like, okay, fine, I can.
Buster will just eat and then sleep.
Okay, sounds good. Ignis, Max.
Fortuitous that the geeky man in the corner was talking about those two, because that's exactly what Ignis wants to talk to the captain about.
We should murder them.
We transition to the conversation about the NPCs.
Captain,
Yes.
I know that Tim technically was on our crew, although he was not long part of our crew. As first mate and in charge of mission safety, I do think it is my duty to possibly restrain these tag-alongs for the night. We don't know their intention, or frankly, Isabel, we don't know anything about her. Tim was on a pirate ship. He could be part of the mutineers that we just never flushed out. So I am worried that if we leave them to their own devices, they may prove to be trouble. Do you have a problem with me? She looks up. What's the word? Restraining them tonight and possibly having a conversation with Isabel.
I like the latter, not the former. Have a conversation with her. Do not restrain her.
It's just a little rope behind their box, just to make sure that they can't run away and they can't slit our throats in the middle of the night.
Ignis. If someone saved you and then immediately tied you up and interrogated you in a realm that you have no idea how long you might be in, do you think that's going to gain an ally or create an enemy?
You see Ignis look like up at the sky, like she's really considering it. She does not speak empathy, therefore cannot understand a situation in which she would be the prisoner of somebody else in a different realm. So she looks back and goes, no. I would expect my captors to, frankly, restrain me and interrogate me, possibly torture to get the information out. We need to know where they're from, what their intentions are, and to deal with them if we need to.
So it's a mindset shift we're after. We're not their captors.
That feels like a semantics. At this point, they're traveling with us, and I would just feel safer if they were maybe tied up a little.
I want you to have a conversation with them without tying them up, gaining information, and making them feel welcome. You have your orders. Good luck.
Mickey's face IRL is so great right now. Oh.
I love the way Ignis said, just a little bit of rope behind their back.
What's a little rope among friends?
If it makes you feel any better, we are gaining assets, not creating liabilities. That's how I'm seeing this.
Ignis looks at them over by the fire, starving, sitting idly chatting next to Buster, and just what I can only assume is like ragged clothing and like thin down to the bone, just like tortured souls, just like allies. Really.
Hey, when I first met you, you didn't look so hot. I'm just saying, Ignis, if we tie them up, we will have to worry for the rest of the journey about them possibly feeling like we're enemies rather than allies. I would not want to worry.
And you're not already worried about that?
I have no cause. I have not given them cause to stab us in the back. I would prefer we don't give them that cause. If anything, we've only done good by them. Let's continue that.
Aye, Captain. A little dialogue appeared. Ignis disapproves.
It's okay. I've disapproved of a lot of things you've done too.
Max able to see. What a true sight let you see into those dialogue bubbles. Sorry, there's some remnants of the spell that I. Oh man.
As Ignis goes to have that conversation, hopefully, Max is, because you said we're in a clearing, is that correct?
Yeah, it's just small clearing. I'll say it's about actually like 100 feet. Not in a perfect circle, but you know, anywhere between 50 to 100 feet.
And what is past the clearing?
Just wood. Trees, wooded.
Max is going to walk toward the wood.
Okay, sounds good. To enter into the woods and explore or perceive, or just to be
No, just enter into it for not like, I'm not going far. I'm going maybe 20 feet into the woods.
Okay, sounds good. All right, we will. Ignis, let's jump to you. Do you want to role play that conversation, or do you just want to be like, I follow orders?
We can roleplay a little bit. It's not that. I only have a question.
All right, sounds good. Tim stands up and goes, like you hear him mutter under his breath, "Oh crap, this lady scares me." Hi, first mate, captain. I apologize. I do not know your rank.
She looks at him at ease.
He was already at ease. He didn't stand up at all. He just was like sitting down, and he's like, yeah, sorry.
He just slumps more.
He's like,
He stops more. Ignis looking between them just goes, Captain Max has ordered that we make you feel welcome amongst our camp for the night, and you're free to remain with us. She just is slow and like trying hard to not roll her eyes at every syllable of her statement.
very deliberate.
You're welcome to travel with us if you so choose. Itching to grab the rope, restraining
Buster,
herself.
can Buster say one thing as he's kind of like, his eyes are closed, and he's just hearing this.
Yeah,
he just
yeah.
kind of like waves his hand around and goes, Ignis, you don't got to tell them that you'll murder them if they do anything shady. You're giving that off plenty strong. You know, like both your lives are forfeit if you do anything against us, but you're happy to share our food and our fire.
A little offended. She's like, that was exactly the opposite of what I was trying to say. Is that how it came off? Isabel, is that how it came off to you?
Isabel's her eyes are wide as she looked to Buster, to Ignis, and then like as you like yell and get in her face, she's like, yeah, no, it wasn't.
It was very nice.
So
It was very cordial.
It was good. I'm happy to be here.
Well, we know how Tim got to be down in that labyrinth. What brought you there?
I was exchanged for food for my village.
You were sacrificed. Really?
I mean, I'm alive, but yes, I'm not dead.
Am I?
Am I?
No, you're not dead.
Is this hell?
Your village I just want to be clear. Your village sacrificed you to the earth god that had a boon with Buster's family in exchange for food.
I don't know about Buster. I don't know about him, but every 10 years or so, it was sort of like a ritual where how one person from our town was given to, and then we had good crops for the next 10 years, or at least enough to survive, which when you're in the desert and your oasis is, like teetering on the edge, back and forth, you take whatever supernatural help you can get, I suppose, and I just so happened to be chosen.
How were you chosen? How does your village choose the sacrifice?
We thought it only fair that every name be in a hat, but the sacrifice had to be fairly young. They didn't want to just have to say like the person was about to die. They were very adamant that the person had to expect to live at least for the next 10 years in order to have a fair exchange.
Ignis was getting ready to launch into a tirade on how weak could you have been to be sacrificed, and how could you have just allowed yourself to be sacrificed to this thing without a fight, or you weren't the strongest. She was kind of in her head scripting like how she was going to respond to these different scenarios. The thing she did not expect, that she would have been picked by fate, which does change that for Ignis, as she calms that internal dialogue she was thinking about, and she kind of looks Isabel up and down. The fates chose ya. Well then, that does put a slightly different color on things. And she'll look between them.
Yeah, she's like noticing the change in your behavior, and she goes, I'm glad it puts a different color on things.
She kind of glares between them two, and then sees Buster sitting there. Buster can babysit them. She doesn't want to babysit them. She goes, well then, you better find a place to bed down and get some rest. Buster here, or Chozo, that birdman over there, you can refer to them if you need anything. Captain Max over there is the captain. You will show him the proper respect.
Max is gone.
Max was
Gone to the tree
captain.
line.
Max? Maximilian.
Yeah. Max,
Maximilian,
let's jump to
Maximus. Dang it!
Maximilian. Where the hell did that come
Dang
from?
it. Thomas called him that a couple episodes ago.
I know,
Maximus.
And it was intentional.
Why?
Every single time it's been intentional.
Yeah, every time, for sure. As she uses his name to swear under her breath, she just shakes her head and goes to stand watch on the, kind of in the direction where he has gone, but not necessarily going after him, but just taking up that first shift, leaving the making of camp to others.
Great. Max, you have gone about just 20 feet, right, into the wood?
Yep.
Okay. What are you looking for?
Max is just going to, again, about 20 feet into the wood, and he's just going to try something. We're about to rest, so he's like, might as well try something that might help us, might not, who knows. And he's very interested also to see how this works in the Fey, as opposed to in the regular plane that he's from, because he's never even done this in the regular plane, so let's give this a shot. He reaches out and he touches kind of two trees that are near him and next to him, and which is the same thing, near and next to him. And he kind of not digs his claws into them, but like puts kind of pressure into them, not to break them or anything, but just like to almost ground himself into these trees. And then he speaks the words,
Give me greenish favor to commune my words with nature.
As his words go through that phrase, the more and more he gets through it, his words start not to be words anymore, but instead like a rush of wind through leaves. And that is how he starts to cast the spell Speak with Plants.
Nice. All right. This breeze emanating from you as you cast the spell just rustles the leaves around you, picking up some leaves that have fallen to the ground, which there is a perpetual fall of leaves, but the ground doesn't seem to be littered with leaves in one particular point. And so you, and your voice begins to change, and you begin to hear and feel and maybe even see things. But you have cast Speak with Plants.
And Max is just kind of talking to the trees around him within 30 feet. And just through, again, I will obviously speak regular words, but it's to someone, I would imagine someone coming close to him. It literally just sounds as he opens his mouth like a rushing of wind through the forest. And it almost responds, the forest responds in that way. And that's how this communication's happening. And he just, I don't know, this is going to be weird, but I'm just trying something out, trying to flavor it a different way than other ways I've hit. He's going to speak almost poetically in reference of how he talks. And he just greets the trees around him as kind of a cordial greeting where he just says,
May water always find your roots, my friends.
And may you always be drawn to water. How nice of someone to greet us properly. Yes, I agree. Hello. Hello. It's been quite some time. I've never had someone speak to me like this. Yes, well, it has been... You've been stationary your whole life. You haven't traveled like I have. Hello there, sir.
Hi. We...
It takes some getting used to the speech, but you're doing great.
Are you talking to someone over there?
Ah, yes, we have someone who is speaking with us. It's wonderful. Ah, I wish to listen. I'm trying to sleep, but I'll get a report tomorrow.
Okay.
You are in a heavily wooded tree area.
I'm hearing the forest speak to each other.
We are new sprung to this area. What help or hindrance to our growth may we expect?
Growth? You speak of growth? That's very good. Yes, well, we did say that may they always find water, and water grows things, you fool. I'm sorry, your question. It's what growth might you expect here? Sorry, one more time.
I try to... Max is just like, I'm trying to be poetic. I'm trying to speak in a poetic way. Seems like the trees don't speak poetically, so we're not doing this anymore.
Contrast this to the way that Max spoke literally to a god a few episodes ago.
I just like how any inanimate object that needs to speak, Thomas takes on the persona of, I'm just gonna ramble. Like, oh, there's a person. I'm a parrot. Are you a parrot? I'm a parrot too. Food? Is there food? Oh, is that person? Oh,
I'm growing. I have water.
They don't get many opportunities
I know.
to
I was just like,
speak.
oh, if plants could speak, maybe it's through like a rhythm of their own like ideas, but translated to my own. And it's like, no, I just need to talk to him. Okay, just need to talk to him.
Those are tree ants. Obviously, they need a rhythm of their own, right?
A gust of leaves breezes by, and you just hear like a, where are we going? I don't know.
Gosh.
The leaves.
Help me.
Go ahead. I wasn't gonna bring that up, but yes. Go ahead.
We're free.
Are there dangers or treasures in the area?
There is danger
Oh my gosh.
everywhere in Feywild, but also friends and allies.
Allies.
Stop speaking
That
in
wasn't
riddles. There aren't. Well, there's not like a monster right around the corner. Okay, there's. I mean, that's kind of a confusing question when you think about. Do you know anything about the Feywild?
No.
Well, it's clearly
Would you
not a
like
plant.
us to teach you about it? You would? Well, I would
I'm
be
wood.
happy to describe things
I'm
to
wood.
you. Yes, we know you're wood.
Oh, good.
That's just a little
Max-
tiny stick that's like
Max-
barely budding.
Max
on the
is just thinking to himself.
I am a stick.
Max is just thinking to himself, "This is really a 3rd level spell. This is what I get with a 3rd level spell.
Yes. I got wino. I
I can literally raise someone from the dead, or
do
hear
this.
the ramblings of tree folk."
Look, his feet aren't even in the ground.
stubby roots.
We'll talk to you.
Through the noise and the cacophony, you're able to find three trees who are like, all right, child, we'll help you, and start answering your questions, right? One, are there dangers around? And one does speak. The Feywild is full of dangers, and to list every single one would take much longer than this magic could sustain our conversation. I'm happy to give you the rundown of the top 3, however. 1, pockets of time. Some trees have half of their existence caught between to where half... it's hard to describe, but sometimes time bubbles up and moves differently in this world. And so I've heard of trees and had friends, relatives, ancestors who, it's rare, very rare, but where half of them will be caught in one time and the other half will be caught in another. And so half of them will be 22 years old, if you will, while the other half could be 230 because of the time dilation, if you will. Yes, time dilation. Real thing. I've heard about it. Considered writing a book on it.
Your tree, you'd be writing on yourself.
Then I discovered what books were made of. 2. Yes, the second thing. I'll speak up here. Don't make a deal with anyone unless you know the ins and outs of it. I was a dragonborn before I became a tree, all right? This is a bad deal that I made, and I'm really pissed about it still. I can't do you have the... I'll make a deal with you if you could turn me back to be... Do you have the power
He's
to do
lying.
that?
He was never a dragonborn. He's been a tree his whole life.
Shut up! You wouldn't be asking what dangers there were if you had the power to do it. Dang it. If you find someone who has the power to make someone not a tree, please send them to me. I have money, I have wealth in the material plane. I could be an ally for you, all right? And the other two are like, he's been like this for quite some time, and it is unfortunate, but he is right. Don't make a deal with anybody unless you know the absolute ins and outs of what the deal consists of, all right? And 3, don't get lost in the wood. You could very easily get lost in the wood and just trapped in the forever maze, and where you think a path might lead could lead back to itself or just nowhere. And you could find yourselves just succumbing to the wood and dying, and it's tragic. Tragic. Not for us, because then we eat of your sustenance and it fuels us. But tragic for you, I would imagine, right?
Not any more tragic than what's going on right now. How does one not get lost in the wood?
Well, do you have any magic?
I mean, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, but, maybe you learned our language. I don't know.
Of course he has magic. You can't speak with us unless you have magic. If you have any sort of magical devices or inherent abilities to not get lost, perhaps make sure that you don't lose the trail of something, perhaps that would be your best bet. But if not, you're already just rolling the dice unless you make a deal with someone who has a map or that magical capability in favor of itself.
Cool. Is in this vicinity, this area, who's in charge? Not of the trees. I mean, of general...
Be specific.
Not of the trees.
Before you even say not of the trees, like 10 trees go, I am.
I am.
Me,
I'm in
me.
charge.
I am Stick.
That's me.
Yes.
Beings of power and influence.
Oh, power and influence. Power. There is the crazy old wizard over there. He's crazy, though. I mean, we're not going to send him to the wizard. The one pipe said, "Can he turn me away from into a dragonborn again? Like, you can't move. Shut up." All right?
I heard he uses one of us to cast spells.
That's a wives' tale. That's like a wicker's tale. All right. There are hermits nearby that you could find. We don't know the paths to them, but
You haven't spoken of the Lantern King.
oh, yes, we probably should say yes. Probably the Lantern King. Well, we're scared to say his name, to be honest, even in our stationary state. Chlorophyll state? I don't know.
That one tree just walked
Even
away
in
from
our-
us earlier.
Yes, absolutely. And you actually look in the distance, Max, and you see two trees just uproot themselves and walk in different directions as you're having this conversation. Some trees apparently can get up and walk. And so, yes, probably him.
Why is he? What's his deal?
You said you don't know much of the first world. Yes, let me come in here. So you might think of leaders in your world, like kings. I've heard of leaders, duchesses, queens, and such. He is that here, but can control the very fabric of this area. Is he who I can make a deal? Yes, he's one you can make a deal with to get back to be a Dragonborn if you desire. I wonder if he's the one that I made the deal with in the first place.
I was once a queen before I became a tree.
Shut up, Ethel!
He is, whatchamacallit. Ned, I need your help here real quick. What's like the proper title for their station? Not just the Lantern King, but the others.
In the first world, they are known as the eldest.
The eldest, that's right. They are the eldest. As they say this, the leaves involuntarily bluster about.
Whisper, 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 whisper.
And it goes eerily silent as they say that.
Where can I find him?
Are you sure you wish to find him and speak with
No,
him?
that's why I want to know so I can think about it.
Oh, good. All right. No, that's a good move. I would recommend not.
Thank you for that unsolicited opinion.
To find the Lantern King. Let's see.
Hell! Come on, trees!
There's Grandmother Willow. Grandmother Willow's right there, and she just starts going, "Listen to your heart, you will understand."
Is it possible to be a ranger and hate nature? Because I am
Jake.
not enjoying the trees. Holy hell.
Just yanking Jake's chain. This is great.
He gave us 2 NPCs to travel with us. We all have crosses to bear, okay, Jake?
All right. Okay. In reality, the trees do pipe up. We cannot tell you the way.
Cool.
But
Great talk. Thanks, everybody.
but by
I love books, by the way. I think books are great.
You want to make books out of? Great.
I need a bigger fire.
hold on a second. Just plant your twigs down for a minute and
No,
listen
I
to us.
tried to speak the metaphorical route. You chose not to do that, so we're not going to start again.
We don't know where he is, and we don't know how to find him, but we do know his nature a tiny bit. He is a trickster, if you will. Another title that he goes by is the Laughing Lie, and mischief, things of that nature.
it's possible that if you play into that or find mischievous things in the surrounding area, you are in his realm at the time, right now. So finding things of that, or whether you hear the laughter or you invite it, who knows? Who knows what that could bring? The first world doesn't work like other realms. And sometimes you just have to give into the chaos to make things happen. For heaven's sakes, you're talking to a tree. Isn't that chaotic?
Not till I started, but okay. Thank you for the information.
I'm surprised he thanked us. Yes, I didn't think we were that helpful.
May water always find your roots.
And may you always be drawn to water. Now, good luck fighting your way back.
And I need you to roll me a survival check, Max.
And if you roll a 1, you become a tree.
Another
That's what it is,
Dragonborn.
because time
friend.
bends. That tree is actually Max. Talking about I was a Dragonborn. Okay, survival. That is 14.
Okay. You look back, Max, to where you came from. You only went 20 feet, and it's not the way you came in. You look around and you're like, oh boy, none of this looks familiar. And instantly, you go on high alert, and you start breathing deep. You let the spell go, and you go into tracking mode. You have to act like you just dropped into this place without remembering, without like being airdropped, if you will. Being like, all right, where was recent walking with these leaves falling down from the trees and with the air kind of disturbing them? It gets pretty difficult. It takes you some time, 2 hours of hard, intense tracking, but thank heavens you have this background, you have the experience, and you have the determination to get back to your crew. Because after the 2 hours, 20 feet, 20 feet into the forest, you're able to burst through the edge. And you see the same pool of water. You see the fire, a little bit dimmer now. Chozo, maybe Chozo's still awake in 2 hours. Maybe kind of just like on watch, do you think?
Yeah, just
Or actually, I apologize. I realized Ignis said she was going to be waiting there intently. So maybe Chozo's still just kind of like lounging by the fire and closing his eyes mildly or slightly.
Just
But
vibing.
Ignis, yeah, just vibing. Ignis, trusting your captain. After 2 hours, he breaks out. You're like, ugh, finally, good heavens.
Did you find anything you were looking for? 2 hours is quite a long time for a bathroom break. I assumed you were out looking for something.
I just wanted to talk to the locals.
Did you find any?
Yes, too many. Really like to talk. Don't like to say much when they do it.
And that's all my NPCs.
Did you find anything helpful?
Possibly some references for us to go to next. If Buster's route when he wakes up doesn't pan out the way we think. Or the way we hope. How did your discussion with our allies go?
Fine. I don't suppose we have to tie them up for the night.
You look over to them, and both of them are leaned against each other, sitting on the rock, back against it. Isabel's head on Tim's shoulders, Tim's head on hers. Just sort of like lightly sleeping.
Thank you.
I believe Isabel might be wrapped up in some fate. Fate chose her to be in the labyrinth. Perhaps fate chose her to be a part of our crew. So until I hear otherwise, I suppose she's fine to tag along with us.
Quick question for you, Lieutenant. When you say fate, do you mean your god? Or is it a force separate?
Well, I believe that Rolterra weaves the threads of fate together into the tapestry of time and events. So, if not an outside force, things are twisted together in her infinite knowledge and wisdom. For some reason, she felt like these two needed to be here, so here they are.
In your beliefs, is she the only weaver?
She is the mother weaver. I think that other people have other beliefs about what fate might be, but I believe she's the mother weaver that weaves all fate together.
Thank you for sharing. It's just a question.
Just an answer.
Just to thank you.
Just, you're welcome.
Well, just a good night.
I'm just kidding. That was not the interaction that those two had. That was not at all the interaction those two had. Ignis will salute.
As you say goodnight and have this interaction between each of you, you all bed down for the night, taking watch, I assume, right? So,
Yeah, Ignis will take first watch.
Ignis first watch, and then what do we want to say? Chozo next, or
Why not?
Why not?
Be a
and
night
then
owl.
followed up with Max.
Do we need
There you
three
go.
three watches?
Depends on how many hours you want.
If we did, because you need like what 8 hours of sleep to get a full night's rest.
Usually do four
You do
shifts
four,
of two.
4 and 4, 4 shifts of 2.
Cool. Great. Ignis, Chozo, Max, Buster.
Please.
Unless you want to make Isabel do a shift.
Nope.
As the four of you take the shifts, we're actually going to roll for those shifts on the next episode of I Cast Fireball.
Ooh.
Ooh, the suspense.
Getting shifty.
The cliffhanger.
Oh, no. What's going to happen?
Oh,
We're
the wooded trees.
We're just going to roll. So, fun Speak with Plants. We got it in. From
Yep.
Sneak Attack to ICF. We got Speak with Plants in, and we're never going to do it again, right?
Nope, never.
I mean-
I'm burying that spell. That was not the way. That was not it.
Fun fact, that's what the trees want you to do. They want you to bury it so it grows to another tree.
That's what the trees want.
Don't talk to us.
I'm
Don't
burying
talk to
it
us.
in deep in the ocean.
Some of the best interactions in Sneak Attack are when Sherwood, one of the characters, does Speak with Plants. Go listen to it if you haven't already, which you probably already have if you're listening to our podcast. So, as my players are playing with me, I wish to thank them for playing with me. Ned, Jacob, Mickey, and Josh. And listeners, thank you for following along in this fun adventure, which is quote-unquote Skulls and Shackles, mostly interplanar dimensional Boogaloo 2 adventure that we've got going on. So if you want to reach out to us and let us know what your favorite part about this campaign is, you can shoot us an email at icastfireball2020@gmail.com, or you can leave a 5-star review on the podcatcher of your choice. We'd love to see them. We're going to shout some people out today, though. We've got a lot of people who have reached out to us in the last little while. Some who are just on season 1. We're going to shout out Paul. Paul says, hey, I love your episodes. I was wondering if you guys could tell me your favorite campaigns to run. From Paul. Paul, thanks for shooting us a message. We're going to throw this into our icebreaker instead to answer this question because we think it deserves more time than just 5 seconds from each of us. So, Paul, thank you for reaching out again. We also have Aaron shot us a message saying, subject line, awesome campaign to the cast of ICF. This is awesome. They've been listening since the end of last year. I'm guessing that's 2025. And they just started listening. They bought the campaign Tyranny of Dragons and began running it with their brothers and friends. That's what
Very
we love
cool.
to see. Running Tyranny of Dragons. That's a really underrated. Mind you, there's some really dry parts in there, but you can make it all your own and make it amazing. Aaron, thanks for shooting us a message. And we just love hearing from your experiences with your own games. If you want to chat with us on the daily about your experiences from other games, you can join our patreon.com/IcastFireball20. The $5 a month tier, it joins our patron exclusive Discord where we're all on there. You can chat with us on the daily. You can chat with some of our guest people that we've got on there as well. I believe we've got John from our Fizz Band. We've got, I just realized we don't have David on there. We need David in there. We've got Heather as well, my beautiful wife. And yeah, we just love interacting with all of you. Speaking of interactions though, and with their own Patreon exclusive Discord, Improv Tabletop, they've got fun stuff. Ned, you just told us in the Stonewalkers campaign that we've got, that you have a patron exclusive campaign that you're going through right now.
Yes, me and Christian and Connor are playing a mini campaign. It's called Help, We Beat Strahd in our D&D campaign, and now he's back for revenge in real life. We've recorded the first couple of episodes using Fate Accelerated. It's been quite exciting so far, and I'm very happy with how it's going. It's going to kind of bridge the gap between a couple of our Serpent Sea Sagas arcs.
Oh, that's fun. Fun. Don't forget to leave them a 5-star review on the way out. Lastly, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends, fellow wacky adventurers. But until next time, I'm Thomas, your DM, and around the table we have
Lieutenant Ignis Hakon.
Maximus Shuns.
Chozo Lebec.
And Buster Bilgewater.
Let's keep that fire going, everybody, and we'll see you all next time.